This is ABC7 News at 6. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Jacqueline has a night off. Thank you so much for joining us. A developing story in Sarasota tonight where a death investigation is underway. Detectives were at the scene on 17th Street where a body was found in a ditch. The Sarasota Police Department is investigating, but for now, they are not identifying the victim, who is believed to be an adult male. Well, the storm may be over, but reminders of Hurricane Irma can still be seen all over the Suncoast. As ABC7's Bo Beth Yates shows us, Sarasota County officials are in the process of evaluating what they did right and what they could have done differently.
Sarasota Emergency Management Operations Center was a hub of activity during Hurricane Irma. This is where officials got updated information about the storm and determined how they were going to respond. Now those decisions are being evaluated by the former FEMA director.
Doing an after action from this allows us to, as I like to say, we're lifting the hood of the car and we're looking at the motor and say, okay, how did it perform?
In that analogy, the motor is Sarasota County's emergency operation plan. And the department's director, Rich Collins, says they will be doing an in-depth look at how they managed their Hurricane Irma response. And thanks to a partnership, that evaluation will be done alongside high-profile disaster expert Craig Fugate.
Mr. Fugate has agreed to come in and review our processes. Additionally, we're bringing in 3 peer reviewers, and from the Division of Emergency Management at the state, Jonathan Lord. And we're going to ask them to look at all of our response posture.
Collins says the team will review every aspect of their process, from pre-storm preps to the aftermath and cleanup. But while the county awaits their review, many residents are already singing their praises.
I was really happy with especially their social media presence about letting people know about what's going on Twitter and things like that, because I wasn't always around a TV to watch the news.
You see some things out in the neighborhoods where they're still waiting for pickup, but that's understandable. It looks like they really did a good job.
But while many are happy with the EOC response, the agency did come under fire when the public found out they spent $130,000 to feed emergency crews and supporting personnel for the 4-day storm, in contrast to Manatee County, who spent just about $9,000. But Collins says most of the funds they spent will be reimbursed by FEMA. But agree or disagree, the action will be under review.
At the end of the day, we're going to take all of our leadership across the county, review all of our plans, identify best practices and places where we can improve and implement those plans for next season.
Officials say their first meeting with former FEMA Director Craig Fugate will be in November, and they'll have several additional meetings through the end of the year. Bo Beth Yates, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, time to get a check on our weather tonight with Josh Stone, who's in for Bob Harrigan. Josh, how's it looking?
Well, looking pretty good right now here in Sarasota. Sunny skies. Actually, the sun is setting. Beautiful sunset for this evening, 84 degrees. There's a few clouds out there. We're looking south, and this is from our tower cam at our ABC7 studios here in downtown Sarasota. You can see some bubbling there. That's a cumulus clouds, maybe a cumulonimbus cloud trying to produce a heavier storm, but really all we're experiencing out of this to our south is really some isolated moderate to heavy rainfall. No lightning at this time. We'll show you this on the radar pretty quickly here. Some showers starting to build up, but they fall apart and they are moving out into the Gulf of Mexico, so I don't think this is going to dampen our Friday evening at all. The only issue though for this Friday evening will be the stronger winds out of the east and northeast, anywhere from 10 to 15 miles per hour with some higher wind gusts, maybe up to 18 or 20 miles per hour. But there could be some big changes coming our way for next week, and we'll talk all about it in just a few minutes. Back to you, Scott.
Josh, thank you. Don't forget you can stay up to date on latest breaking news with the ABC7 News app. If you're an iPhone or iPad user and currently have our news app, you'll need to go to the App Store now and search for WWSB or My Suncoast and then download the new version. If you're an Android user, you'll just get the new version automatically. The arrest of a Riverview High School student accused of carrying a gun on a school bus has both students and parents concerned. 17-year-old Anthony Duncan arrested yesterday on weapons charges and caused several schools to be placed on a lockdown. Duncan is a convicted felon, which raises questions about the Sarasota County School District's policy on students with felony convictions. School board members say the policy does allow students with felonies in schools, but it is different from case to case.
What our policy says, it's up to the discretion of the principal so the principal feels that he's not in a danger to the other students and to the learning environment, then it's okay.
There's a state statute, from the state standpoint, we have to follow under the protocol, and then there is certainly some jurisdiction as the school districts work. So the most important part, I think, is in any element is really looking at the individual child and not generalizing.
School board members we talked to say the names of the students who have felonies are not disclosed to the parents and other students to protect their identity. It's not known what action the school district will be taking next. With Anthony Duncan. Follow up now on that speech in Gainesville yesterday by a white nationalist. Florida Governor Rick Scott has ended the state of emergency in Alachua County. And police there say 3 men were arrested after a shot was fired at a group of people following Richard Spencer's appearance. Tyler Tenbrink, William Fears, and Colton Fears, all from Texas, were arrested on attempted murder charges. Police say the 3 were in a vehicle and started making Nazi salutes and shouting Hitler chants at a group of people at a bus stop following the speech. Police say Tenbrink showed a handgun and then fired a single shot. Fortunately, he missed the group, the bullet hitting a nearby building.
Yesterday, people from outside of our community came to create violence and disruption. They came to bring hate to our city. Yet the people of Gainesville showed them exactly what our town is all about. Amazingly, one of the protesters, having just been shot at, had the forethought to correctly write down the Jeep's tag number. Due to the Richard Spencer event on the University of Florida campus, law enforcement resources from the local, state, and federal levels were still operating in what's called Unified Command. This Unified Command allowed local investigators and FBI analysts who were already in the command center to quickly identify the vehicle and the likely occupants.
Police say 2 of the 3 have connections to extremist groups. A new housing complex in Venice gained approval this week. Some hope these new apartments may be close to affordable housing. ABC7's Christopher Brantley joins us live from Venice with more on the story tonight. Christopher?
Good evening, and this is where that apartment is going to be built, right here off of Laurel Road and Knights Trail in Venice. The project has gotten approval by the Venice Planning Commission. It's going to be called Treviso Grand. Now, if built, this will be the first rental apartment complex built in Venice in over 10 years. 272 units owned by a company and rented out to individuals. The company pitched the idea to the city of Venice by saying the apartments will be priced at what they called market pricing. Basically, it's an average of whatever is deemed fair in the housing market when they actually open their doors.
At this point, they indicated that they really did not know what the market rate will be by the time that they construct these buildings and that they're ready for leasing. So once they get them constructed, obviously it's going to take them some time, and the market rate could change from now to then.
The property itself is 19 acres. The commission has given approval, but it is a long time between now and any ground is broken on this project. Live in Venice, Christopher Brantley, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Christopher, thank you so much. The Sarasota-Bradenton Ferry is approved to begin operations. It's expected to shorten the commute for those traveling from North Sarasota to Anna Maria Island. The 149-passenger vessel will run all day, but management is still working on the final schedule. The group will just operate 1 boat initially, but is planning for 30 daily runs in the future. It will stop at the Bradenton Riverwalk, Bradenton Beach Bridge Street Pier, and Sarasota's 10th Street boat ramp.
The ferry is going to run on such an airtight schedule that just like the marine life, the people will get used to seeing us out there and will know where we are and where to expect us.
The ferry is expected to begin operating within the first few months of 2018. Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, it's that time of the week again, time for Football Friday night. We'll take a look at the lineup of games and preview our game of the week. Plus, more regulations may be on the way for smokers in Florida, how a proposed bill may change where you can smoke in public.
Coast Guard, we are taking on water.
The United States Coast Guard. They secure our ports and waterways, protect our environment, keep drugs away from our kids, and save lives. It's dangerous work. And in times of triumph or tragedy, the Coast Guard Foundation answers the call to support Coast Guard members and their families. Learn more at coastguardfoundation.org.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
I dropped it on the floor, and he stepped on it.
No matter how you broke your smartphone, there's only one smart way to fix it. Batteries plus bulbs. Schedule your repair at batteriesplus.com.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Nobody beats Subaru in service quality, vehicle quality, and overall quality. And ALG named Subaru the 2017 top brand for residual value. Now, lease the most fuel-efficient vehicle in its class, a new Subaru Outback for just $239 a month, or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
As we close in on the end of the high school football regular season, we're getting a clear view now on which teams are playoff bound. A few teams have already clinched spots in the playoffs by winning their districts, which is now the only way to guarantee a postseason berth under this new playoff system. ABC7's Adam Cellini traveling all the way to Wauchula tonight for our game of the week. It's a crucial district matchup between Hardy High School and the Southeast Seminoles. Adam?
Yeah, Scott, we're out here in Wildcat country, and it is a pretty fun trip because this is definitely, you know, one of those kind of last football towns maybe around the state of Florida. The small town shutting down for a homecoming game this week. This is a big district game because whoever wins, Southeast or Hardy, will really be in the driver's seat of a district championship. And as you mentioned, that is now the only way to guarantee a spot under the new point system that the FHSAA has deployed this year. Hardy also coming off of an absolutely devastating loss last week, so on paper this looks like a good matchup for Southeast. Hardy traveled over to Bayshore High School last week and took their first district loss in almost 2 seasons. It was also Bayshore High School's first win period in almost just as long of a time. But it's also why Southeast head coach Rashad West is telling us he's expecting this Hardy team to come out aggressive tonight on their home field and create a very hostile environment. He wants his defense to be the key tonight, just like they've been the key throughout the season, helping this Southeast team off to their best start since 2004. They are 5-0 and giving up just 11 points per game.
Really defensively, just getting 11 hats to the ball and everybody playing their part and, you know, taking care of business and, you know, doing their job on defense and on offense has been a real key for us.
Now, Rashad West has been coaching for 15 seasons. He said he's had teams start hot like this before, but almost every time it's ended up in a district runner-up. He is trying desperately to avoid that this season with the Seminoles. He feels like he's got a special team. We'll be bringing you the full highlights later on tonight, plus highlights from several other area games. Check back in with us at 11 o'clock. For now, live out in Wauchula, I'm Adam Cellini. Scott, back to you.
All right, Adam, thank you so much. Enjoy the game there, and we'll have all the highlights again tonight at 11. Well, more regulations may be on the way for smokers in the state if a new proposal is approved. A bill filed this week would allow cities and counties to be able to regulate smoking in public parks. State law currently gives that authority to the state, but if approved, the bill would allow cities and counties to further restrict smoking within the boundaries of any public parks they own. Lawmakers will consider the legislation when their session starts in January. Josh Stone will be back right after this with your weekend forecast. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251, 800-628-1251.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Did you know that Sarasota County was the first in Florida to be recognized as an age-friendly community? Whether you're 22 or 82, we strive to be the best place to live, work, and play. A community rich with opportunities and things to do for people of all ages. On Saturday, October 28th, we're advancing this movement with a free community event featuring live entertainment and hands-on experiences. You won't want to miss our entire community coming together for an age-friendly festival presented by the Patterson Foundation.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Okay, welcome back. This is a live look from our tower cam in downtown Sarasota. Trying to get a sunset. We should have a fairly interesting sunset with the rays peering through some of these clouds here. But for the most part, we are calling from partly cloudy skies on this Friday evening, and actually should be a very pleasant night for us. 84 degrees right now in Sarasota, 84 in Venice, 80 right now in Northport, 81 in Arcadia, and temperatures are cooling to pretty comfortable conditions. Here's the story for tonight. Other than just a few clouds, I think we're going to have the breeze that will persist anywhere from 15 miles per hour, maybe some higher wind gusts for this evening. Sunny and breezy again tomorrow, but the winds will start to subside in the afternoon and early evening hours. And then we're going to have a cold front that comes our way for early to mid next week to bring us rain and cooler conditions. That's right, but a lot of people will embrace the cooler conditions coming our way. How cool will it get? We'll just let you know in a few minutes. As far as the shower activity goes on the radar, Spotty showers through Sarasota County, also in DeSoto, but these are starting to wind down now. We were eyeing a shower over here in Venice and Inglewood, but all these have pushed out into the Gulf of Mexico, and we can say goodbye to them. So I think we're going to have a quiet Friday evening. We topped out at 87. That's above the average of 84. No rain to speak about, though, officially at the Sarasota-Bradenton International Airport. We're pushing 2 inches of a deficit, though, but I think as we get into early next week, that will change as we'll have rain in our forecast to help put a dent into that deficit. The winds once again breezy for this evening, 13 miles per hour here in Whitfield. It's 14 miles per hour sustained winds in Longboat Key. Remember, these are sustained winds, higher wind gusts, maybe up to 18 miles per hour in some locations. But that's going to be the story throughout our Friday evening. So for the Friday night football games, there could be some issues with some field goals, but it makes it more exciting that way. As far as our forecast for Saturday, a few passing clouds. We call for mostly sunny, though. Quiet conditions. Winds will start to subside. And then what happens on Sunday, the precursor of what's to come for Monday and Tuesday, more moisture will track into the area and bring us some hit or miss wet weather. And then as we get into Monday and Tuesday, a little more significant widespread wet weather comes our way thanks to this. This is a trough in the Pacific Northwest. This is going to slide all the way down here to the southeast and stir up the atmosphere for more widespread showers and even some thunderstorms. Tropics right now are quiet, though some of the computer forecasting models depict a system that could slingshot its way through the Gulf of Mexico and make its way into the peninsula here of Florida as we get into late next week and into the weekend of next week. So we'll have to watch that, but with the upper level wind shear pretty strong, I don't think that's going to form into any sort of a big storm, anything like that, but still something to watch. Seas for tomorrow, 2 to 4 feet, and the bays will be moderate with a chop, so may not be the best boating forecast for you, but here we go as we get into early to mid next week. Changes come our way, and look at the high next Wednesday. We only top out in the mid 70s. And remember, our average for this time of the year is 84. Scott?
All right, thank you so much. We'll be right back with more.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
Christmas Traditions by Luxart Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Luxart Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Do you have type 2 diabetes, which requires daily blood monitoring? If you have diabetes, are you on Medicare, Obamacare, or other health insurance? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for diabetic testing supplies at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. Our accredited staff will handle all of your paperwork for free. And best of all, your diabetic testing supplies are shipped directly to your home for free. Call now to see if you qualify for a meter upgrade and a free pedometer to monitor your daily walking. Use alternate testing sites, a smaller blood sample, and even hear your results out loud. Will you qualify for diabetic testing supplies and an upgraded meter covered by Medicare, Obamacare, or health insurance at little to no out-of-pocket cost to you?
Find out for free by calling the Diabetes Resource Center at 1-800-394-1098. That's 1-800-394-1098, 1-800-394-1098.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small,
I mean really moves me.
one.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder, high performance style. Let the art of fiat move you.
Tonight, after a bitter debate over honoring the fallen, did the powerful message from a father and a general help ease tensions? Plus, the 4 Green Berets killed in that ambush. What went wrong? World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.
More than a month after Hurricane Irma hit, we are still gauging just how much of an impact it had, especially on Florida's job market. The findings of a new job report released today show the state is on the road to recovery, with the jobless rate dropping 0.2% last month. That's despite the 127,000 jobs lost in the wake of the hurricane.
When businesses are closed down, they're not creating new jobs, but there are a lot of companies and businesses all over the state that are up and running again, that are, having their employees come in and work, are creating jobs.
If you're still looking for a job on the Suncoast post-Irma, the state's unemployment agency has implemented a special job search site that can help. Just visit irma.employflorida.com. Spacewalking astronauts are back inside the International Space Station after a problem with an emergency jetpack. NASA deciding near the end of today's spacewalk that astronaut Joe Acaba's jetpack was no longer reliable, and they ordered him back inside. One of Acaba's jetpack handles kept popping out during the spacewalk. He was able to finish his work performing maintenance on a robotic hand before heading back in. The jetpack, by the way, is only used if a spacewalker's multiple tethers fail. Mission Control says Acaba's safety tethers were solid and he was in no danger. And Josh, one final check on weather tonight. Football games looking good, right?
Pretty good. Yeah, other than the breezy conditions, but very pleasant temperatures out there for this evening.
We hope you'll join us tonight for all those highlights and more news. World News Tonight with David Muir, those coming up next. We'll see you again at 11.